Evening, everyone. It's time to begin the proceedings. Thank you for joining us in today's webinar. I'm a Vaishnavi student, a graduate student. I'm Vaishnavi Thakur, a graduate student at the University of Tokyo, and I'll be your facilitator for today's session. Assisting me as sub-facilitator is Ms. Sakshi Verma. So today's webinar focuses on studying and working in Japan, aiming to promote education in Japan and inspire students to pursue higher studies here. This is organized by the University of Tokyo, India office, and we have invited experts from various universities across Japan to provide valuable information and guidance on the programs offered at their institutions. So, Japan boasts the world's third largest economy and the highest employment rate among the developed G7 nations, making it a very great destination for skilled professionals and also students to pursue their higher studies. Unfortunately, due to lack of awareness, many students opt for Western countries for their higher education. And our goal is to bridge that gap, remove any misconceptions about Japan, such as language requirements, tuition fees, living expenses, and so on, and answer your questions. So if you have any queries, please post them in the Q&A portal, and our panelists and the university representatives are here to assist you. So now let's dive into the webinar. Let me share the agenda slide for today's webinar. So first we have Ms. Sakshi Verma's presentation. She is the Assistant Manager of the University of Tokyo India office. She is here to provide us more details about today's webinar and also the University of Tokyo India office. So I would like to request Sakshi-san to give her presentation.
For the introduction, I'll just share my screen. I hope you can see my presentation now.
Yes.
Yes. So thank you very much for the confirmation. Konnichiwa, aspiring students and guiding parents. We extend a warm welcome to all of you joining us for the 8th session of our exclusive webinar series, Study and Have a Career in Japan. So I am Sakshi Roy, and it's my honor to serve you as our host today. So this exceptional initiative is proudly presented by the University of Tokyo India office in support with the esteemed Japanese government organization that is MEX, the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology in Japan. So before delving into the details of this session and acquainting with you our office mission, please allow me a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude. It's a great pleasure for us to have you with us today. Thank you for supporting our online sessions by attending. And thank you to all our expert panelists from prestigious Japanese universities to contributing into this webinar series. Now, let me start with a brief introduction about our office. So we are based in New Delhi, and we are the part of Study in Japan Global Network Project in Southwest Asia by MEXT. We provide information on Japanese university. So not only the University of Tokyo, but we can provide information to all of the Japanese universities, and our office is, funded by the Japanese government to promote study in Japan. We also organizes education fairs and seminars throughout India to spread awareness about higher education opportunities in Japan. So that's our main activity of our office. Regarding about the webinar, we are currently hosting session 8 of Study in Japan webinar series. So this comprehensive series aims to familiarize you with the finest Japanese universities, providing insight into their program offerings and the extensive array of study opportunities available in Japan. So throughout these online sessions, you'll get to know about English taught programs, scholarship prospectus, and most notably, will grant you the invaluable opportunity to directly engage with university representatives. You can post any questions you may have in the Q&A box. Now, let me tell you about a number of higher education institutions in Japan. So Japan boasts a remarkable count of over 700 universities and specialized vocational institutions. And studying abroad in this captive nation promises an academic journey with a comprehensive education framework. So no doubt you'll learn from the global elite Japanese universities in the world and work in cutting edge laboratories equipped with top notch facilities. So you can also learn Japanese easily if you live in Japan, and some of the universities have preparatory Japanese language courses for international students who are already enrolled in their programs. So yeah, that's all from my side today. I invite your attention to this QR code, which is now showing on your phone or laptop screens. So this single QR code serves as a gateway to complete deck of information regarding study in Japan. So you all just have to scan this QR code. You'll get the whole information about study in Japan, whether your curiosity lies in English taught degree programs, short-term courses, scholarship information or transfer programs. So just scan this QR code and this will lead you to the website where you can, explore all these details. And please don't hesitate to save the link for your future reference, ensuring that this valuable resource remain at your fingertips. All right, if you have any question, please feel free to reach out to us to this mail address. We'll be delighted to offer our assistance and support to you. You can, take a picture of this page, or I'll also share the information in the chat box for your convenience. And we are very active on social media as well. You can stay engaged by following our Facebook page, Instagram page, and please make sure to subscribe our YouTube channel. So, as our social media platform offers the latest updates on study in Japan webinars alongside relevant information. And also, I have noticed a growing interest among students to access our past webinar recordings. So you can find all the past webinar recordings on our YouTube channel. So just subscribe to our YouTube channel, and it would be very grateful if you can support us by liking and sharing our YouTube videos. So thank you very much for listening to me. Please stay tuned till the end of the session. I ensure this webinar will be profitable and the next few hours will be fruitful to every one of you. Thank you very much for paying attention. Please enjoy today's session.
Thank you, Sakshi-san, for providing us a valuable information. I'm sure students, it's definitely beneficial for the students. So let's proceed with the presentations now. Let me share the agenda slide again. So here is the agenda slide. Next, we have a presentation by Ms. Sakshi Verma. She's a working professional in Japan who has graduated from Ritsumeikan University. She'll share her personal experience of studying in Japan. Sakshi-san, you can begin your presentation.
Thanks, Vaishnavi. Thanks a lot. So kindly allow me to share my screen. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. So good evening, everybody in Japan, and good afternoon in India. I am Sakshi Verma, and I'm the alumni of Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University. And yes, and I will talk about my experiences. I'll share my personal experiences in Japan with you. I hope my presentation will be able to help you to make a wise decision if you are looking into the Japanese university. So let's begin. So first off, with my introduction, I was born and raised in New Delhi. So like few years ago, I was on the other side of the screen. I was also looking for the options to study in Japan. And I basically started building my interest in learning the language first. And then I got the opportunity to work as a public relations coordinator with the Japan Foundation New Delhi. I was working in order to promote their cultural activities in Japan. Then I worked for Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University as an assistant manager doing the PR activities for Ritsumeikan. And what happened was I came to Japan for a while, like for a week or something, and I met a lot of Indian students, and they talked about their experiences, how they're enjoying their campus life, the classes. So that sort of interested me, and then I tried to look out for the options, and I thought MBA is the degree which I really wanted to pursue, and I pursued my MBA from Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University, and I graduated last year, March 2022. And currently I'm working as a PR consultant for a Japanese, for a European company in Tokyo. So why Japan? Why did I choose Japan? The reason for choosing Japan is definitely the safety. To be honest, I go out with my friends. I hang out with my relatives and other people, and I can come late anytime. Trust me, I won't say it's 100%, but 99.9% yes, Japan is safe. You can commute anytime you want, and the thing is, safety is in your hands. So as long as you know what you're doing, so I think that's there. Second is about the affordable living. So while I was a student, I was basically doing a lot of part-time jobs, and I was never a government-funded scholar student. I came as a private funded student, so I used to give do all my expenses by myself. So but the thing is, yeah, I mean, initially you get skeptical about, living in Japan. How will you be doing everything? But then trust me, once you start, you have that kind of option in your hand. By simultaneously studying, you can also earn a good amount of money in order to help you with the living. Third is about the health policy. So most of you who are looking to have a life in Japan in future, let me tell you this, that Japanese government covers 70% of your living cost. Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. 70% of your health cost. So you get a card, and if you have anything to discuss, you have to pay the 30% by yourself. But if you are a government funded scholar student, that 30% is also covered by your scholarship. So it's like, if you're a private student, you need to pay those 30%, but if you're a government funded student, you don't really have to pay. So that's there. So health policy is quite good in Japan. The public transportation, yes, I do get the advantage because I live in Tokyo. So the public transport is very good. However, I used to stay in Beppu, which is very, very remote area. But the public transport was very good. And I can say that in Japan, the trains are on time. The buses are on time, everything is on time, and there are commuting options, so you don't really get confused as where to go and where not to go. So the public transportation and the connectivity is really great. You might have heard that Japan recently, that Japanese government is opening a lot for foreign uh, international crowd due to the declining population. So there are plenty of job opportunities for foreign national. If you do it diligently, you will definitely end up with a good good career in Japan. So that was some of my reasons why I chose Japan. To talk about my university, so let me talk from my personal experiences as a student in Japan. I chose APU because it's like one of the most multicultural and diverse in terms of faculty, in terms of students. Students from 90 plus countries come in that university, so it's very, very diverse, and so that was a great part. Second is, I basically, you do get a lot of opportunity to network with a lot of business leaders, and people who are working, and then maybe some researchers, scholars. So it's a very great opportunity to be there, to learn from different culture, and maybe see if that can work out for us. Third is the university supported programs. There are lots of programs that are supported by universities. For example, I was a part of a business case competition where I used to participate with my partner university, that was Kyushu University. So we had this boot camp, and then we had to communicate a lot in the team. We had to so that kind of helped me with the team building, the knowledge of team building and what's the importance of that. So there are lots of university supported programs and workshops where you could participate. Like I mentioned previously, I was never a government funded scholar. I was a private funded scholar initially. However, I got a scholarship after I entered the university. So you need to look at the university website. When do they come up with this post-enrollment scholarships? So those scholarships are given by the public entities in Japan, some organization or some government organization. So you need to be aware of those. So just don't be disheartened if you don't get the government scholarship, but you can get a good chance. Just take the admission, and then you will definitely end up with good scholarship after. your enrollment into the university. And about the part-time job, I was working as a TA, teacher assistant. I was working as an English teacher. I was simultaneously working as doing a PR for my university on social media. So I was quite active on that part. So yeah, as a student, I can say commonly you do, with your studies, you can also handle your finances easily. So yeah. And like I mentioned, so I wouldn't go into the details. So so one thing with me is with my studies, I was quite actively involved in extra co-curricular activities. So I was also the resident assistant for my dormitory. So you do get these dormitory supports from the respective universities, which you will be hearing after my presentation with the other universities. So I was the RA for my university, and that kind of helped me because I talk to them. I used to communicate with them, and that helped me understand their worries, their, whatever problems they have had in the university. And it's more like, you get to communicate on a human level with them. So that was quite a good experience for me. And fourth is, yeah, like I mentioned before, I used to do the social media PR for my university. So yeah, I mean, these are my photographs. So I was also involved with the high school students. That was one of the exchange programs we had with the students coming to our campus, and then kind of help them with my university. And then this is me as an RA in the very last picture. So yeah, lots of international students we've had. So yes, this is me. So recently I was called at my university. Because as an alumni, they called me and they had me there. I talked to a lot of like a good maybe the staff, and then it is more like, I was kind of getting to know the current MBA students, and this is me in between my professor. So yeah, it was quite fun, and you get to meet new students again. Like, even as alumni, I'm still in, getting creating a lot of doing a lot of networking with the current students. So yeah, that was really good for me. A life after APU, yes, this is one of the most important questions that we also get in our webinars, that what's there after the university? Like, what do? You will definitely want to stay some time in Japan. So I would recommend you, after getting into the university, maybe if you're into the masters, or if you're an undergrad student, maybe start looking for jobs in your last year before, or 6 months would be a good enough time. So there are lots of career fairs and seminars. You can participate there. For masters, definitely you need to do by yourself. But for the undergrads, the university have a good support system, so you don't really have to worry. However, especially I'm talking about people who wants to get into the master's course, you need to be proactively involved in, looking for jobs. So you can participate in career seminars and fairs, and then there are recruitment websites. You can try and look for these. They always have a good English speaking jobs as well, so where you communicate in English, I'm so sorry. And then there you can definitely find something which suits your background. So yes. And so let me give you some information on the job market in Japan. Japanese skills are definitely required, because this is Japan. You cannot really get rid of the Japanese language. So you need to have a good command in order to, over this language, in order to, maybe find a job in Japan. You also need to have a good communication skills, and there's a plus point for people who have a good technical knowledge. So if you're into IT, if that's your field, I mean, even Japanese is not required, to be honest. So that's there. Having said that, recently I have seen that a basic amount of Japanese is important, but so even if you don't speak the language, that does not mean that you don't get a job. You definitely get a job, but then Japanese is an added advantage in your resume. So that's the point I really want to highlight here. And lastly, maintaining work-life balance is really important. So I work for a company in Japan, and from my experiences, like, Japanese people, it's a myth that Japanese people really like to work overtime. It's not the case. So I mean, you need to maintain your work-life balance equally. So that's about it. Thank you so much for having me. And I hope my presentation had given you some kind of motivation. And if you have any queries, please feel free to ask on your Q&A portal. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sakshi-san, for the wonderful presentation. And also, it was very insightful. I'm sure students might have got an overview of a student's life in Japan. So usually when we talk, there's a misconception that most of the students have government scholarship, but your experience shows that even though we come here as privately funded students, there are still so many scholarships available in the university which students can avail. Thank you once again for joining today. And there are a few questions in the Q&A portal. So let me share the agenda slide. Please give me a moment. So next on the agenda slide, we have the University of Tokyo. The University of Tokyo is shortly named as Itodai, is a public research university located in Tokyo. It was established in 1877 and is considered as one of the most selective and prestigious universities in Japan. So today we have with us Professor Varapung from the Graduate School of Information Science and Technology to introduce the university to us. Over to you, Professor.
Yes, thank you very much for your thank you very much for your introductions, and thank you very much for your kind invitations to this very great event. As introduced, I'm Warapong Supkit Paisan. I'm from the University of Tokyo. I'm a coordinator of admissions for foreigners at the Graduate School of Information Science and Technologies. As the name suggests, we are graduate school, so we accept only master and PhD students. We are graduate school of information science and technologies, which means that we work on the science and technological part of information technologies. But well, I will talk about our admission process today. I hope that what I will discuss today will be useful for everyone, as the admission process for most of faculties and universities are somehow similar in Japan, in my opinion. Okay, so here is the information about our university. We have 28,000 students. So actually we are the biggest and the oldest public university in Japan. What is special about the numbers is about half of our students are undergrad students and about half of our students are graduate students, which means that we have a very large ratio of master and PhD students. This indicates how much we put emphasis on graduate studies. All right, so if you are looking for places for studies on master and PhD courses, we are probably a good place for you. We have a different organizations for undergrad studies and graduate studies. We have 10 faculties for undergrad studies and 15 graduate schools for graduate students. We are one of them. We have about 4,000 faculty members at the University of Tokyo. So before we go more, let me discuss slightly more about Tokyo and Japan. As discussed by Ms. Saksi in the previous presentations, Japan is short of labors, especially in IT industries. They are very short of labors over there. This is estimated by the Japanese government that about 1 million persons are short in IT industries, which means that if you're IT persons and you want to study in Japan, there are a lot of opportunities after your graduations. Japan is a leader in several areas of information technologies. For example, in 2020, they have the fastest supercomputers in the world. And you probably have ever heard about Sony, Nintendo, Square Enix, or Sega, Konami. They are leaders in gaming industries. Uh, so, well, as a university, our graduate school have a lot of spin-off companies. They are building very leading technologies that can move the world in several areas of information science and technologies like quantum computing or AR, VR, or even some other areas like AI. What is good about our university is we are just at the middle of Tokyo. So this means that you will be close with many companies inside Tokyo. You are going to be close with a lot of research institutions inside Tokyo. This means that you will have a lot of opportunities to work with them as a part-time workers, as joint researchers, or even you will have some job opportunities after the graduations. I mean, of course, they do not select students based on university maybe, but being close to them, that is going to be a very great advantage. It's going to be more convenient to look for a job after the graduations. And as Ms. Saksi said, Japanese is something that is not required for IT persons anymore. I know a lot of my friends who are with a very large IT team in a very famous companies inside Tokyo, and none of the persons in that IT department are Japanese. So I mean, we are not talking about abilities to talk Japanese anymore. Japanese is not required to work in IT industry in Japan anymore. And also, Japanese is not required at our graduate school also. We have a lot of English courses offered to our students. More than half of our lab seminars are organized in English. Okay, so that was about big pictures, the University of Tokyo, and also about Tokyo and Japan in general. From this slide, I would like to introduce you to our graduate school. Our graduate school is Graduate School of Information Science and Technologies. Although we are not very young anymore, we are now 22 years old. We are the youngest in the University of Tokyo. We have been established in 2001. We have 6 departments. Department of Computer Science is focusing on the fundamental part of information science and technologies. Mathematical informatics is focusing on the hybrid between mathematics and informations. Information physics and computing is focusing on the hybrid between physics and informations. Information and communication engineering is focusing on the hybrid between electrical engineering and informations. Mechanoinformatics is focusing on the hybrid between mechanical engineering and information. And then creative informatics is focusing on cool applications of information science and technologies like computer animations or computer graphics. So you can see over here that even we are focusing on IT, even we are focusing on computer science and engineering, we are not limiting ourselves to only computer science and engineering. We also accept students who are not graduating from Department of Computer Science and Engineering at our graduate school. If you are mathematicians, if you are physicists, if you are electrical engineer or mechanical engineers, and would like to see how things are working in information science and engineering, we cordially welcome you. All right, so let's say that if you graduate from Department of Mechanical Engineering and you want to change your field of studies to computer science and engineering, we welcome you. We have about 200 faculty members and about 900 students. Among them, About 600 are master students and about 300 are PhD candidates. So most of our students are from the University of Tokyo, are from the undergraduate course of the University of Tokyo. They are from the Faculty of Science and Faculty of Engineering. But we, of course, have a lot of students from other university. We also have a lot of students from abroad, from other faculties. And also, we also have someone who are working while joining our university as a student. That is the way we use for keeping connections between us and companies inside Tokyo. You can see that we are at the middle of Tokyo, so that is easy for us. Okay, just want to talk about the numbers a little. When you look at the numbers of applicants to our graduate school, about half of the applicants are international. And if you take a look at the numbers of accepted applicants, if you take a look at the numbers of our students, about 1/4 of our master students are international, and about 1/3 of our doctoral students are internationals. You can see how much international we are at these figures. Okay, let me talk a little about our educational system. We are graduate school, so we focus only on master and PhD course. Even for master course, we focus a lot on research. Students are expected to spend most of their time working in their laboratories on their research topics under the supervisions of our professors. So if you are someone who think that lectures is not your thing, sitting in a classroom, listening to professor for the whole day is not your thing, probably we are your choice. All right. We are also preparing a great research skill for our master and PhD students. So if you are let's say that if you are thinking about going to some PhD course at our university, our master course probably prepare you for joining those PhD course later, because we will have you working on research intensively during your master course also. Even I say that our focus is on research, we provide you a lot of courses at our graduate school. You can see over here that we have prepared more than 100 courses every academic years. About 40% of them are offered in English. And even I say that Japanese language is not necessary for our graduate school or your life after the graduations. We also prepare you a lot of Japanese courses. We offer more than 30 courses to our students every semester. From the most basic one, for students who has no experience with Japanese at all, to the most advanced one. If you finish that advanced course, you are almost native. All right. So yeah, that is the information about our graduate school. Now I would like to spend about 10 minutes to discuss how to be our students. I would like to spend about 10 minutes to discuss our admission process. There are 3 ways to become our master or PhD students. The first and probably the most well-known way is the make scholarships recommended by your embassy. All right, so I think this is moment that the selections at your embassy may have already been over, but I think your embassy will start to recruit students on every May. So you can apply over there, and if you pass the selections over there, you will become our research students. All right. Even you pass the selections at the Japanese embassy in India, you will not become our master or PhD student. You will arrive in Japan as a research student, and then you have to pass what we call regular examinations again to become master or PhD students. All right. Even you are not recommended by the Japanese embassy in India, you can, of course, come directly to our regular examination. And if you pass the regular examinations, you can also become the master and PhD students as well. All right. So there are two ways to join the regular examination by the recommendations from the Japanese embassy in India, or you can just go directly to the regular examination. But the focus of this presentation is not going to be at the regular examinations. I'm going to focus on another examination, which is called special examination for foreigners. All right, you are eligible to join these special admissions if you are not Japanese persons who are residing outside Japan. So I think most of the participants today are eligible to join this special examination. Okay. We are accepting about 10 to 15 students every year. And we provide most of the accepted students scholarships. Especially if you are from South Asian countries, Vietnam and Thailand, you are going to be prioritized to receive these scholarships. We have 8 slots for the MEC scholarship this year. So yeah, this is something that we would like to provide to everyone who passed the examination. So if you pass the examinations, even you will join us as master students or PhD students, please do not think a lot about the expense at Tokyo. We will provide you enough scholarships that you can live in Tokyo presently. The application deadline is going to be at October the 27th, but every laboratories will have very limited capacity to receive students. And sometimes they will receive students based on the basis of first come, first serve. So if you are interested in these special examinations, I would like to recommend you to start as soon as possible. If you pass these examinations, your allotment will start from October 2024. The information about these admissions can be referred to at this QR code and also this link. If you are interested, please refer to the information over there. Our selection will have 2 rounds. The first round of selection is going to be based on document. So you are going, because if you are accepted, you are expected to do research. We will select you based on research plan. basically over there. Of course, we will have you submit other documents, but research plan is going to be one of the most important documents that we use for the selection. And if you pass the selection, we will select you based on interview. All right, and the whole admission process will be done before the end of this year. Okay, the first step, if you want to join us by the special examination, is you need to have some professor accept you to their labs. So the first thing to do is to look for the professors who have the same interest, the same technical interest as you. All right, please look at this QR code. Try to search for the keywords that you are interested in, the technical keywords that you are interested in, and try to contact our professors who are working on those keywords. That is the first step, all right? And if you complete the first step, the remaining step for the first line application is not going to be that hard. Okay, so that was the process for our special examinations. I just want to have one more information that may be or may not be related to the special examinations, and that is something we call as entrance examination briefing. This is going to be a unique opportunity at our graduate school at the end of May. All professors at our graduate school will open a Zoom room for their laboratories. You will have a chance to go to that Zoom room and directly discuss with those professors verbally. Sometimes they will not just join the Zoom room by themselves, but they will join the Zoom room together with their students. So you will have a chance to see how the atmosphere are at those laboratories also. In my opinion, I would like to say that having just maybe 10 or 15 seconds of talking with professors are probably more valuable than 2 pages of email. I mean, when we receive a lot of emails, we do not know if that email is really written by the applicants or they have someone written for them. But if you have a chance to talk with them, even for 10 or 15 seconds, we probably have a better idea which kind of persons that students is. All right, so having a chance to talk with our professors is probably more valuable than having a very good emails when you contact them. Okay, and what we are looking for at the special admissions. If you are applying for our master students, for our master courses, we, of course, want to check if you have a potential to do research in the futures or not, because if you are selected, you will be asked to do research. But of course, if you are applying for our master courses, we also prefer you to have a fundamental knowledge in information science and technologies, basically on mathematics. All right. And we probably expect you to have a fundamental knowledge on the areas that you want to study. For example, if you want to study machine learning, we probably hope that you will have a strong background in, let's say, linear algebra or I don't know, calculus or probabilistic theories. For doctoral students, we of course will hope that you will have a strong abilities and have a strong potential for doing research. And that was about special examination. I would like to spend just 1 minute talking about the regular examinations, which many of you may have a chance to take in the futures. But we are probably the only few top university that select students based on written examinations. So we will test your mathematics and specialized subjects capabilities over there by the written examinations. If you have a confidence in mathematics capabilities, we encourage you to join our written examinations. We call for applicants twice a year in May and in November, and we accept students to enroll from October and also from April. So we have previous entrance examination problems uploaded on the website. If you want to know which kind of problems we want to test you over there, you can look at this URL. Basically, these two problems are the problems that we expect you to solve if you want to study machine learning at our school. And that's all. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Professor, for such a comprehensive presentation. I'm sure students have got a lot of information from this. Can we look at a few questions from the Q&A portal?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yes. May I pick a few questions over
yes,
there?
yes. Sure, yes.
Indeed.
Would you like to stop sharing your screen?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much. So the first questions that I would like to address is the questions about our data science course. Do you have masters in data science at the University of Tokyo? We do not have majors in data science, but we do have minor in data science. So you can take some other courses, some other program at our university and take data science as your minor degree at our graduate school. So basically, the minor in data science at our university is very interesting. Students, we have the real data from companies inside Tokyo, and then we have a chance to work with other students in their groups to make sense of that information. So of course, some groups will work in Japanese, but there will definitely be a group that work in English also. So I think this is very good opportunities to work with other students over there and also to work with companies inside Japan by that minor degree. That is the first questions that I would like to address.
There is a question about EJU score. So are you aware of it, Professor?
Indeed. Yes, thank you very much for giving me the questions. So as I said before, our program is entirely in English. So of course, if you are good in Japanese, please tell your professor when you send an email to them. Some professors might give you some preference. If you can talk in Japanese, probably that would mean that you can communicate with them easier than those who do not know. But basically, we do not require any Japanese at all, and Japanese are not considered at our application process.
Yes, thank you, Professor.
May I address one more question?
Yes. Please feel free to pick any questions you would like to.
Okay, yes, we have a questions that for the special admissions, there is no entrance examinations. There is no written examinations, but there is an interview examinations over there. So yeah, the interview examination is intended to replace the the written examinations. So you will be tested mathematical and also specialized subjects over there also. I think, yes. Well, I would like to pick one more question. So the question is, I want to do AI in Japan. I request you to guide me. Yes, I will post our email address after the presentation. So yeah, please contact us at that email address.
Thank you, Professor, for choosing a few questions and answering them. Your presentation was very useful for the students. So I think we can end the presentation here.
Thank you.
There are many questions for the University of Tokyo in the Q&A portal. So if possible, please try to answer them. If not, we will address as well.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. Let's proceed with the next presentation. So next we have Toyo University. So Toyo University currently is developing a global education under the banner of Toyo Global Diamonds to become an Asian hub university for global leaders. So more information about the university and the admission process will be given by Mr. Yosuke Hori, the inbound coordinator.
Well, thank you very much for the introduction, and thank you, organizers, for making this opportunity happen. Well, my name is Ryosuke Hori from the International Affairs Office at Toyo University. You just watched the presentation from the University of Tokyo. And our university name is Toyo University. It's very confusing, just with K or without K. And actually, their main campus is very close to ours. It's about 20-minute walk distance. So it's very confusing, but we are a private university, so please, keep in mind about that. So let me share my screen here. Okay. So TOYO, Toyo University, and our main campus is in Tokyo. We started as a very small philosophy school about 140 years ago. It says 135, but it's almost 140. Okay. We are one of the oldest private universities in Japan, and also we are the first private university who accepted female students in the Japanese education history. Right. The main campus is in Tokyo, but we have some other campuses in neighboring area. We have 5 different campuses. It's a very big private university. So here's some pictures from our main campus called Hakusan campus. 15 or 20 minutes away from the University of Tokyo. So here's the tallest building over on campus. Another building with research rooms and classrooms. So the main campus is in the middle of Tokyo, actually. So, it's very convenient place to have an access to major tourist spots or commercial areas. But, as you can see, the campus itself is right in the middle of the housing area. So it's not really crowded or busy all the time. So we are a comprehensive university with 45 different programs in undergraduate level and 36 programs in postgraduate level. So we offer most of the major academic fields. So starting with literature, philosophy, education, economics, business, law, sociology, global regional studies. And also we have welfare society, sports health, biology, food science, computer science, engineering. So what we are missing is first the medical school. So if you're interested in becoming a medical doctor, Toyo may not be a good choice. And also we don't have an fine art program. So if you're interested in like drawings, sculpture, Toyo may not be a good choice again. But other than those, we offer most major academic fields. And the same goes for graduate programs. I'm just showing the list of the undergraduate programs, but the same goes for graduate programs. Unfortunately, most of the undergraduate programs are taught in Japanese. So you have to have Japanese skills when you apply for the program. But there's one faculty or one school that offers all courses in English. That's called Global and Regional Studies faculty. And there are two different programs here. So Department of Global Innovation Studies, Department of Regional Development Studies. So these two programs are all offering in English. So you don't have to have any Japanese skills when you apply for the program. Unfortunately, you know, I'm sure many of you are interested in like engineering, architecture, you know, biology. I'm sorry, but those programs are offered all in Japanese, and you have to have JLPT N2, or you have to take the EJU and get 300 points for the Japanese language part. Okay, that's the minimum requirement. So if you're interested in these kind of social studies type of, you know, program, it might be a good idea to look for more information of Toyo University. Okay, so we have many Japanese language courses, of course, within regular curriculum and also extracurricular programs. And also we offer many Japanese culture activities as well. Okay, it may not be a good idea to, you know, be showing only the slides. So let me share the video. There's a university PR video. So please watch this and see how the campuses are, how people are. Okay, so it takes only 3 minutes, 45 seconds. So please enjoy the video. Here we go.
言葉はいらないのさもともと一つの生命抱きしめ合うぬくもりこそこの星を回すからハローハローハローハローハローハロー
Okay, thank you very much. So, this drone control is amazing, isn't it? And we shot this video in the middle of the COVID. So, nobody was on campus. It was a very strange feeling that we only have, a few students there and, shooting the video with drone. But it was, interesting. So I hope you saw our, campus, our people. Kind of got the feeling of what kind of university we are. Okay, so that's all for the general introduction, and there's one more thing that I want to share today. Actually, that's the main reason for me to be here. All right, so as I said, Toyo is a comprehensive university, so probably you find, some program that you might be interested in, and we both in undergraduate and in the master's program, we offer full scholarship opportunities, right? What you see here is called SDGs Ambassador Program for International Students. This is for undergraduate students. And we started offering this program only this April. So we have just got the first group of full scholarship students this year, okay? Lucky you. Not many students, not many people still don't know about this program. So may not be that much competitive for the next round or the next year. So if you're interested in, well, please take a look at the information. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with this term SDGs. It stands for Sustainable Development Goals. It's the package of 17 different sustainable development goals set by the United Nations. And for example, we have like no poverty, clean water for everyone, gender equality, or things like that. Okay, and we are looking for students who are interested in helping achieve those goals. Okay, so in addition to regular curriculum, we expect full scholars to be active in like hosting events on campus to give opportunities for other students to learn about those SDGs. Okay, so what we offer is so we have 100% tuition waiver and other fees. So basically, you don't have to pay anything. This is for the first year, okay? And from the second year, this percentage varies depending on your grades, right? And also, we offer free accommodation for you for 4 years until you graduate. So, in Tokyo, it could be very expensive to rent an apartment, to pay utilities, but those fees are all included and that will be covered by the university, right? And also we provide academic and financial support for SDGs related activities. As I said, you are expected to be active on campus to lead, enlightening students regarding the SDGs on campus. So we offer various support for your activities. Okay. Unfortunately, not all the programs accept full scholarship students. So if you're interested in English track programs, programs taught all in English, you can apply for this scholarship opportunity. Okay, I don't think here not many of you are for Japanese track, meaning you only have JLPT N2 or EJU 300 points, but these programs are the ones that offer full scholarship opportunities. So if you're interested, the first round application period is in late September, and then you will have an interview in November, and then you start the program next April. Okay. Or if you prefer September start, then you can apply in February, and then the interviews will be conducted in April, then start in September. Okay. So everything will be online. You don't have to come to Japan, of course. You submit your documents online and attend the interview online. Okay. There is a language requirement for this scholarship. So if you're interested in learning everything in English, IELTS 6.5 or TOEFL 94 or TOEIC, these are the requirements. So you have to have one of these, not three of those, but just one of those. Okay. Probably for you guys, this is not be a problem. This is not a problem for you. Okay. So well, this one is the only requirement actually. You have to have a language score, and that's it. So we will ask you to create a 4-year plan of what you like to do as an SDGs ambassador. Okay, so for example, like you can say, I like to do this kind of event, this kind of study group, that kind of things. So you have to make a 4-year plan of what you like to do and what you'd like other students to learn about. Then present it to the admissions screening committee, right? So pretty easy, right? So have to have one of these scores and make a plan. Okay. So there's another one, a full scholarship, actually starting next April. So we are now recruiting the first group of graduate students, master's students who are interested in this full scholarship. So the same, it's 100% tuition waiver. The only difference will be the scholarship student will receive this much 120,000 Japanese yen, about $900 US, for 2 years. So until you graduate, until you finish your master's program, you will keep receiving this much of monthly stipend so that you can support yourself financially. This amount is probably more than enough for you to survive in Tokyo without doing any part-time job, including housing, food, cell phone, and everything. This much will be more than enough. Okay. And also you're expected to participate in part-time job on campus, and also participation in research activities in global liberal arts, culture, and other fields required. So there are, of course, some requirements because you're getting education for free. But I hope this will, ring a bell and might be interested in this kind of program. Okay, so the application guide is now available, and the selection will be conducted in October this year, and you start the program in April. So in graduate programs, we have 9 different programs offered all in English. Okay, in undergraduate, there's only one English track program, but in graduate program, we have 9 different schools or programs that offer all classes in English. So you don't have to have any Japanese skills when you apply. Yeah, if you're interested in coming to Japan or studying in Tokyo, please, remember our university name, Toyo. Okay, not Tokyo, but drop the K, Toyo, right? And we have full scholarship opportunities, both for undergraduate and graduate students. Okay, so I guess that's all. Is that all? Yes, that's all. So thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Kohli, for joining us today and for providing us about the details of the admission process and also the scholarships available. I hope the students have noted down all the important details. Let's proceed with the Q&A session.
Sure.
Most of the questions have been answered by the panelists, so we can look at few questions.
Okay.
One of the questions is, does Toyo University have masters in data science?
Okay, thank you. Yes, we do. We do have a master's degree program in data science. But again, sorry, but that program is offered in Japanese, and you have to have JLPT N2 or EJU score.
I see. Thank you. So are there any short-term student exchange programs available in Toyo University?
Yes, we do. However, we mainly accept students from our partner universities. And
Okay.
yeah, there are a few schools in India who have partnership with Toyo. So if you happen to be a student of one of our partnership universities, then of course, you're welcome to come. Yeah, but otherwise it might be difficult.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Hori. And also there's one of the questions about Duolingo. Is Duolingo English score acceptable?
I'm sorry, we don't
Okay.
accept that.
Yes, no problem. And is there any application fees for Toyo University?
Okay, it depends on the program, but usually it's 10,000 Japanese yen, which is about 80 US dollars.
Yes. That's right. Thank you. And one of the questions is, usually bachelor programs in India, they end in April, in around May. So, but the admission process here, it says it will start in April, but usually the bachelor's program end in May. So what do students do then? Is it?
Okay. Yeah, I think it's the same. The program starts, the new academic year starts in April.
Yes.
And we go all the way through March next year. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, but as I said, some programs accept students in fall, in September. So you can start either in April or in September.
Okay. So there is even September intake.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I think that will solve the problem. Thank you.
Okay. Also, I'll try to type answers for other questions.
Yes. That's great. Thank you so much, Mr. Hori, for joining us.
Thank you very much,
today.
and thank you, everyone.
So this brings us to the end of the webinar. So I would like to extend a special thanks to all the participants who joined us today, and your active engagement and participation have made this webinar a success. And also, I would like to express a gratitude and appreciation to all the presenters and panelists for their valuable contributions. So for more information about the universities and scheduled webinars, please scan the QR code, which I'll share it in a few minutes. So please scan this QR code for more information about the webinars being organized. We have many other universities joining us in the next session. So if you're interested, so please contact us and scan this QR code. And thank you once again for your presence and valuable contribution. So I wish you all the best in your academic and professional career. Thank you. We can end the webinar now, and panelists may leave the session. Thank you.
Thank you very much.